I'm recruiting soldiers for Jah, recruiting soldiers. Jah time is now. Satan forces, they all rise up to fight. They all rise up to fight. Jah and the saints, I sing. Greetings. Welcome to Chant A Psalm A Day. Today's psalm is echoing Peter Tosh's recruiting soldiers. Peter Tosh talks about the forces that are fighting against Jah and Jah Saints, God and God's people. And in this Psalm 37, it's titled, He Will Not Forsake His Saints. Who is He and who is His? He is the Most High. Will not forsake His. Who is His? The Most High's saints, or the Most High's people who are on the righteous path, doing, sacrificing the things that they want for the things that they need. And it's a Psalm of David is Psalm 37. So we're going to get rocking started with this Psalm. And okay, let's get started here. Are you a soldier for righteousness, goodness, mercy, and love? Think about that. Are you a soldier for righteousness, goodness, and love? Or are you afraid? Are you scared? Don't be scared of using your righteousness to fight wickedness. Because when you use your righteousness to fight wickedness, you are not putting your hand to wickedness. You are keeping love inside of your heart and making it burst out like a sunburst. And you don't have to touch anyone. You don't have to do anything to anyone. Nothing. And when you put your hand into wanting to harm someone or trying for someone to love you and doing things. When I speak of doing things, people know what I'm talking about. They do, and in the Caribbean, they call it obey. In the United States, they call it black magic. In the South, they call it voodoo. In New Orleans, they call it voodoo. There's even a Life magazine cover with Dorothy Dandridge on it in 1950s. This Dorothy Dandridge cover on Life magazine, the front of the magazine has learn more about New Orleans and voodoo. So we have a lot of things that happen in our world that go unexplained. And sometimes we want to put our hands into things and not wait for the Most High to act. We have to make the effort. We have to show the effort by keeping our hearts in a righteousness, keeping ourselves in a good place, in a righteous place. So today's Psalm 37 is talking about that. Jah will not forsake God's saints. God will not forsake Jah Saints. God will not forsake his people. So you want to be part of the movement of righteousness, then you have to look deep within yourself every day. So when things happen to you, just like when I had this happen to my eye, I didn't look at it as somebody outside of me did that. It's me. Something I did that I started went back around, and what goes around has to come right back. So when you see things happening to people and it's good people and you wonder why, you have to realize that they have a relationship with their creator, and what they're doing is between them and the creator. You may not see, but the creator sees. So when we look at this Psalm of David, this is a Psalm of David, Psalm 37. For those of you who are just joining, subscribe to this channel so you can get updates. Let me get my situation set here so you can get updates. And the updates you will get is to, what the Psalm of the day. So today is the 16th. If you want to read Psalm 16, you can. You can read Psalm 16. Psalm 16 is titled, You Will Not Abandon My Life. And Beyonce has a song like that, something about abandoning my soul. So this psalm is You Will Not Abandon My Soul. It's Psalm 16. And in this psalm, we have 11 verses. However, in Psalm 37, we have 40 verses. So we're going to dive into Psalm 37. So Psalm 37 begins with a command, with a statement. Fret not yourself because of evildoers. Be not envious of wrongdoers. For the wrongdoers will soon fade as the grass and wither as the green herb. What does that mean? Let's unpack that. So don't be bothered because of people who are doing wrong and prospering in their wrongness. Don't envy the wrongdoers, because in verse 2 it explains what's going to happen. They are going to fade away and they're going to wither. So fade away and wither, and this is being described as grass, as green herb. It's going to wither away. So in verse 3, it's going into what you need to do. So in verse 1, it starts off with what you need not to do. Okay. In verse 3, it's telling you what you need to do. Trust in the Most High and Sodadokna, do good. Dwell in the land and befriend faithfulness. Be a friend to faithfulness. We always want friends. We want people to like us and but we have to be friends with faithfulness. Verse 4, delight yourself, or delight in the Most High, in the Lord, and the Most High will give you the desires of your heart. So what is your heart's desires? Rich, money, house, car, what's your heart's desire? If your heart's desire is on material possessions, then you have to really kind of revisit, yourself in terms of what your heart desires are. My heart desires is to have a place where children and families can have a safe place. That is my heart desire, to build a place for the vulnerable populations on the earth. Children and women and children and families. There are single fathers out there too who are needing support. So when we talk about the desires of your heart, you have to really examine what is it that you desire, okay? Because when you delight yourself in the Most High, when you're happy, when you're encouraged, when you're, satisfied in the Most High, you will get your heart's desire. So in verse 5 now, it's telling you what to do. Commit your way. Okay, commit I way to the Most High. Trust in the Most High, and the Most High will act. Right? In verse 6, The Most High, how is the Most High going to act? The Most High is going to bring forth your righteousness as the light and your justice as the noonday. So at the noonday is the high time of the day where there's light. You're gonna have justice where everyone is going to see. And this bringing forth of your righteousness to the light is going to bring justice in the noonday. So your heart's desires need to be founded in righteousness. Okay, righteousness and goodness and mercy and love should be your heart's desire. And that should be you want for other people, right? So commit your way to the Most High, trust in the Most High, and the Most High will act. And how is the Most High going to act? The Most High is going to bring the righteousness out of you, and it's going to be a light. And the justice that you are seeking, okay, is going to be as the noonday, out in the open, bright and shining. So verse 7 now keeps on with another command of what you need to do. Verse 1 is telling you what you need not to do. And then verse 5 and 6 is telling you what you need to do. And verse 7 even goes a step further. Be still before the Most High and wait patiently for the Most High. Fret not yourself over the one who prospers in that one's way, over the man who carries out evil devices. Okay? An evil device a device can be okay by itself, but when a one carries this, it becomes an evil device. And these evil devices can be the phone, it can be the internets, it can be all these things that you use to create evilness. People post all kinds of stuff they're creating, right? So these evil devices can be defined as so many different things. In terms of, it could be a gun. Any evil device is a device that's going to destroy or harm people. Because remember, Jesus spoke and spoke about, I did not come to destroy, but I came to give life. So when we talk about giving life and light, this is what you're committing yourself to. You're committing yourself to the way of the Most High as a soldier. Peter Tosh said it in the song, recruiting soldiers. And who are these soldiers? These soldiers are making a commitment to the Most High, trusting in the Most High, and the Most High is going to act accordingly. Now, in verse 7, it's a command to be still before the Most High and wait. Wait patiently. So what do you do while you're waiting? Are you just sitting there and waiting? No, you're reading the scripture. You're, volunteering at a shelter to help homeless people. What are you doing while you're waiting on the Most High? You are doing the Most High's works and being a light. The Most High is going to bring forth your righteousness as a light and your justice as the noonday. So when we look at verse 7 about being still before the Most High, this is the act that you need to do while you are waiting for the Most High. Not to fret yourself over people who are prospering or over the person who's carrying out evil devices. What do you need to do? In verse 8, it tells you what you need to do. Refrain from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not yourself. Because when you fret yourself, fretting yourself tends only to evil. For the evildoers shall be cut off. Okay? And those who wait for the Most High shall inherit the land. Drop the mic on that one. Drop the mic on that one. So guess what? These acts that the psalm is telling you need to do is building towards an inheritance. It's building towards an inheritance, okay? Verse 8 and 9 is talking about that. Verse 10 In just a little while, the wicked will be no more. Though you look carefully at the wicked's place, the wicked will not be there. Only the meek shall inherit the land and delight themselves in abundant love. It speaks of peace, but I take peace out and put love. Peace out, love in. Okay? Peace out, love in. So in verse 10 and 11, it's talking about the meek. Who is the meek? The meek is humble. The meek is patient. The meek is generous. The meek is merciful. The meek is compassionate. The meek is all these things. And that is who's going to inherit the land. And they're going to delight in the abundance of love. So love is going to surround the meek. Love is going to surround those who refrain from anger and they forsake wrath. And they are not fretting themselves over, evil and people who are doing wrong. I did that. I was upset. I was angered. And I was just, at what is going on to the people in Sudan. Totally angry about it, right? And the evilness that's going on. They're going after gold in Sudan, and these nefarious individuals are, trying to, get it. And who is being sacrificed is the civilians, women and children. So I was angered at that. And this psalm is keeping me in a good place because it says, don't fret yourself over the evil that's going on in this country. Don't fret yourself about the evil that's going on in Africa. Don't fret yourself about the evil that's going on in America. Don't fret yourself. It tends only to evil. For the evildoers shall be cut off. They're going to get cut off. And those that wait for the Most High shall inherit the land. So be patient. That's what it's about. Be patient. Verse 12 is telling us exactly why we have to be patient. The wicked plots against the righteous and gnashes the wicked teeth at the righteous. Only the Most High laughs at the wicked. For the Most High sees that the wicked's day is coming. Jah, God the Almighty, sees that the wicked's days are coming. Righteousness, I'm telling you, is going to cover the earth as the water covers the sea. So your time is over, evildoers who are running the country into oblivion of hellfire. Guess what? Your time is coming. And in verse 14, the wicked draw the sword and bend their bows. So the wicked is preparing themselves for battle. That's why I opened the psalm today with Peter Tosh's recruiting soldiers, because the wicked has their devices, their evil devices. They're drawing a sword, they're bending their bow to break down the poor and needy. And who is poor and needy in the country? The marginalized, black and brown people, as they call them. We were colored people, we were Negroes, we were African Americans, we were black. These we are people that have been oppressed and marginalized. We started behind the 8 ball with the whole credit score and housing. There's a big discrimination of black people in housing who had enough what they needed to get the housing, but because of the color of their skin, they were denied housing. Okay? Now, because of that, this credit score was created to deny again housing to black people. Because black folks, credit and black folks, we don't know about that, right? We don't learn about credit cards in school. They don't teach you that. They teach you to be a slave and to work for someone else. So when it comes to getting these poor and needy and bringing down the poor and needy, this is what the wicked is doing. And the wicked are oppression, okay? And they want to slay those whose way is righteous. This is who's getting persecuted, the righteous people. Okay? But guess what? In verse 15, guess what the Most High is telling us, telling I and I about the wicked? When the wicked sword shall enter their own heart, and their bow shall be broken. One time, okay? Their bows shall be broken one time. So in verse 16 now, better is the little that the righteous has than the abundance of many wicked. So it is okay, the poor and needy, that are the righteous ones, because when you are poor and needy, you have no other way to go but to go right. Sometimes the righteous may turn their hand into doing into wrongness, and that happens a lot. So we have to be very careful. Those of you out there who know yourself as righteous individuals, you have to be careful, because you're going to be attacked. You're going to be put down. You're going to be attacked. So what do? You follow what the Most High is expressing. And in verse 16, better is the little that the righteous has than the abundance of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord upholds the righteous. Okay? And when we talk about arms of the wicked, we're talking about the ammunition that the wicked is bringing. The wicked is bringing guns, bombs, all this stuff to destroy. This is what happened in Philadelphia when the Africa movement got bombed. The wicked, were armed with this. In Oklahoma, the same thing happened to Black Wall Street. They were bombed. Okay? Ethiopia, Mussolini threw down these big gas tanks and bombed. So we see the wicked has this arm of weaponry, okay, that it's going to be broken. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken. However, the Most High upholds the righteous. Verse 18, the Most High knows the days of the blameless, and their heritage will remain for all time. Be blameless. Don't have anything that you can be blamed for. Always be upright and have integrity and honesty. Oh, I did that. I pressed the button and made this happen. Be honest and upfront. So the blameless are not put to shame in evil times. So you see the evil times are happening now in this world. The blameless are not going to be put to shame in these times. In the days of famine, they're going to have abundance. So famine, when there's no food, right? There's no food dropping out the sky. They're still going to have abundance. They're not going to be put to shame in evil times. And who is they I'm talking about? The blameless. Because the Most High knows the days of the blameless. However, in verse 20, the wicked will perish. The enemies of the Most High are as the glory of the pastures, and they vanish as smoke, they vanish away. So what is going to happen to the wicked? The wicked is going to perish. And these are the enemies of the Lord, the Most High. The enemies of the Most High are as the glory of the pastures. There's so many of them. However, they vanish. Like as smoke, they vanish away. Look, the enemy cannot stand next to the righteous. The enemy cannot stand next to God. God has enemies, okay? And the enemies are perpetuating themselves in all kinds of distractions. Football is the main one that people are sucked into, okay? They're sucked into all these distractions, celebrities, dancing people on the stage. All these things are part of the enemy's arsenal. They're arming themselves with this stuff so that your focus and your heart's desire is not on the Most High and righteousness and goodness and mercy and love, but on gyrating hips, sexual, fleshly, low energy. They're going to stay low because that's where they are. The wicked are going to be low. You better stay low, the wicked. So when we look at 21, verse 21 explains what the wicked does. So how are you going to know who's who? Verse 21 tells you the wicked borrows but does not pay back. But the righteous is generous and gives. Okay? The wicked borrows. Oh, can I get $10? I'm going to give it back to you. And they never give it back to you. Okay? That is wickedness. The wicked borrows but does not pay back. But the righteous is generous and gives. Okay? For the ones blessed by the Most High shall inherit the land, but the ones cursed by the Most High shall be cut off. So who Jah bless? No man curse. However, those who are blessed by the Most High will inherit the land. But those who are wicked are cursed from the time they come out of the mother's womb. The wicked are from the time they come out the womb. Okay? And that's why in the book of Revelations, it talks about the babies will be thrown against a rock. The Babylonian harlot. And when I read that, I was like, wait a minute, the babies are going to be, yeah, because the wickedness is birthed from in the womb. So there, the child comes out, you try your best to do these with the child, but the wickedness is there, it's inborn there. So you'll be able to know who is wicked and who is righteous, because the wicked borrows but does not pay back. But the righteous is generous and gives. So in verse 23, it talks about the steps of I. The steps of a man are established by the Most High. The steps of a woman. So we're not going to be just about the man, but the woman as well. The steps of a man and a woman are established by the Most High. When the Most High delights in the way of the man and the woman, man or woman, right? Though the man or woman fall, the man or woman shall not be cast headlong, for the Lord upholds the man and the woman's hand. But the only way that's going to happen is when their steps are established by the Most High, when the Most High delights in their actions. And the actions that the Most High delights in is mercy, compassion, love, kindness, all right? Selflessness, being generous and giving. That's the righteous way. Being generous and give, right? Some people give their last, they don't even have for themselves, but they still give to someone else. All right? They may not have a vehicle, they may not have a house, but they gave that to someone else. That is the righteous person, generous and giving, even though they themselves don't have it. So when we look at verse 25 is talking about, I have been young and now am old. So the Psalm, David is talking about, there was a time when I was a youth, and now I am wiser. Yet I have not seen the righteous forsaken, or the righteous children begging for bread. So David is talking about, as long as I've lived, as long as I've been on this earth, I have not seen the righteous forsaken or the righteous children begging for bread. Okay, the righteous is ever lending generously, and the righteous children become a bless. So when people are lending of themselves, it's not just money, but lending their time, their talents, their ear to listen. Guess what? They're lending generously, and their children is become a bless, because this is what the righteous is about, right? The wicked is about take, 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 and the wicked hand is always taking. When they take, this is how their hands are. It's closed. The righteous's hands are open, and they're always they receive the glory of the Most High, and they give that glory in return. So when we look at this Psalm 37, it's very powerful. It's talking about the wicked and talking about the righteous, and giving I and I examples of who these folks are. And you don't want to be wicked. You don't want to be borrowing from someone and never returning in giving in return. You don't want to do that. I had a lady come yesterday and dropped me some groceries, some walnuts, some, cereal, some stuff, dropped me a bag of stuff, some kitchen towels and stuff. I didn't ask for that. She generously gave that. So that is an act of righteousness. She's not taking the kitchen towels and like, these are my kitchen towels. I have 100 of them, but I'm not giving any away. Then, that's your heart desires, your kitchen towels. You don't want to share them. Well, guess what? They'll be taken away from you because you are not being generous and giving, right? And you're becoming wicked. So when you see people holding objects in regard, and they're holding items in regard, those items don't have eyes, to see and to hear and to give you salvation, but yet you are, looking at it as sentimental, and you have to have it in your space, etc. So let me turn my heating pad on. It's getting kind of chilly. So when we look at verse 27 now, verse 27 is giving a specific action. Turn away from evil and do good. Bottom line, turn away from evil and do good. So shall you dwell for all time, right? When you're sitting down playing Fortnite, I have nothing against Fortnite. This is not a disclaimer against any company. I am talking about specifically using your time to play violent video games that are killing people, or that are creating a selfishness about you, because that's what it's doing. You're building on when you're playing these violent video games, and you are building on an ideology or principality of violence, that this is what you need to do to solve a problem. And this is what's happening with folks. They play violent video games, and they go to school, and they end up getting in fights, because this is what is embedded in them from these video games. I ban all video games in my home. And I guess that's why I'm alone living, because the people that, people have these in their homes, and I don't want a home like that. When you come to my home, I want you to come to my home free of these devices. No, put your phone in the basket when you come into the door. You're not taking that energy of that phone into my space. You're not going to be sitting on your phone. No, you come to my home. It's a house of the Most High, and we're going to chant. We're going to read, and we're going to educate our minds out of mental slavery, being enslaved to these different devices. So verse 27 is a command. Turn away from evil and do good. So shall you dwell forever. For the Most High loves justice and will not forsake his righteous folks. The righteous people are preserved forever, but the children of the wicked shall be cut off. So that's just what I mentioned. There are some children who are wicked from the womb. The children of the wicked. So when you are a wicked person and you have children, that's you are cutting them off. So stop it. Stop the wickedness. Stop it. Just stop. The righteous shall inherit the land and dwell upon the land for all time to come. And that's going to be the case. So guess what? Stop it. And you will see the wicked coming to the righteous for help after they've been told this, and this. Then when they're in a quagmire situation, they come begging for the righteous to help them. So the wicked is the wicked is out there. Okay, they may be people that you know that have done injustices, and the wicked seem to be unintentionally doing things like, I didn't intend to do that. Yeah, you didn't intend to do that. You don't know your own intentions because you're not tuning into your own self. You don't know that you are hurting someone because you are so consumed with yourself that you don't see your own intentions, and the intentions that you have are wicked because you borrow and don't pay back. You are you know doing these things. So let's look at verse 30 in Psalm 37. For those of you who just joining, subscribe, hit the subscription and subscribe to this channel. Verse 30, the mouth of the righteous utters wise things, and the righteous tongue speaks justice. This is how you're going to know the difference. What are people talking about? What are people talking about? Verse 31, the law of the righteous God is in the righteous's heart. The righteous steps do not slip. So the law of the Most High is in the righteous's heart, and the righteous steps do not slip, right? Verse 32, the wicked watches for the righteous. This is what I'm telling you. The wicked are watching for the righteous and seeks to put the righteous to death, both financial and physical. So when you see a wicked person taking from you and you're financially in debt, that is a wicked person. They're watching the righteous. Oh, they got a credit score of 750. Let me go grab them. And this is what's happening day in and day out to people. The wicked is watching for the righteous and seeks to put the righteous in financial debt, physical debt. But, however, the Most High will not abandon the righteous, will not abandon him to his power, will not abandon the righteous to the wicked's power, or let the righteous be condemned when the righteous is brought to trial. Okay? So, when it comes to the wicked watching for the righteous and seeking to put the righteous to death, that can be financial, it can be physical. So we have elder abuse. We have some elders who have children who are abusing them financially. Yes, this is happening. We have spouses who are abusing their spouses financially. And we have wicked and we have righteous living in the same home who are, the wicked are seeking to put the righteous to death. Verbal abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse, all these different abuses is what the wicked is putting onto the righteous. So check yourself. You may think you have a good heart and that you're a good person, but your actions are contrary to that whole thing that you feel that you are. So when we talk about verse 30, 2, the wicked watches for the righteous and seeks to put the righteous to death. Be careful. Verse 33, the Lord will not abandon, the Most High will not abandon the righteous to the wicked's power, or let the righteous be condemned when the righteous is brought to trial. So it's don't worry, righteous folks out there, about these wicked people who are trying to put you to death, financial and physical. This not going to happen. The Most High will not abandon you. The Most High will not abandon you to the power of the wicked's financial conspiratorial debts. Okay? Not going to happen. Verse 34, wait for the Lord and keep the Lord's way, and the Lord will exalt I to inherit the land, and I will look on when the wicked are cut off. You're going to see people cut off. In this time, we talk about canceling people. The wicked's going to get canceled. The wicked is going to get canceled. Canceled. Verse 35, I have seen a wicked, ruthless man spreading himself as a green laurel tree. However, he passed away, and behold, he was no more. Though I sought this wicked, ruthless man could not be found. So David is giving an example of him seeing the wicked spreading himself like this great tree. However, the wicked passed away, and behold, the wicked was no more. Though the wicked was sought after, the wicked could not be found because the Most High cut the wicked off. Okay? The final two verses, verse 39, the salvation of the righteous is from the Most High. The Most High is the righteous's stronghold in the time of trouble. So when the righteous is in some kind of time of trouble, don't go put your hand into wickedness. Don't go and do no paid, PPP loans. People have gotten PPP loans. They don't even have a business. I have my own business and I never got a PPP loan. Why did that happen? So these wicked folks are out there scamming the government, scamming and, creating falsehoods to get money for vanity. And people who are legitimate businesses are out here struggling. So that is my example of the wicked and the righteous. Is that the wicked borrows and don't pay back. They got the PPP loan illegally, okay? They don't have a business. They got it illegally. And they are wicked. That's wicked. You may explain it up and down and you want to get back at the government. All this stuff you can explain. That's wicked. I will not ever go and apply for something under false pretense just to get the money. That is just wickedness. And this is what the Psalm talks about yesterday, the righteous putting their hand to wickedness. So it's important that the righteous knows that in the time of trouble, they have a stronghold. That stronghold is the Most High that holds their salvation. Okay? The government doesn't hold your salvation. So don't try to cheat the government. You're cheating yourself. Don't do that. Try to stay on the righteous path. Goodness. Because the salvation of the righteous is from the Most High. And the Most High is the righteous's stronghold. For crying out loud, goodness to life. And in verse 40, the Most High strengthens the righteous and delivers the righteous. The Most High delivers the righteous from the wicked and saves the righteous because the righteous take safety in the Most High. That's the only way you can be protected in this times of trouble. When you take safety in that Most High, you think of people that bring the worst out of you and think of people that bring the best out of you. When you speak to someone on the phone and they bring the worst out in you, like they make you curse words, they make you upset to the point of you are angry, you don't need to speak to that person. Don't. Speak to people who bring the best out of you, who are going to uplift you, who are going to include you, who are going to make you feel like you are part of something with them. Either it's a friendship, it's a relationship, whatever ship that you're going to be sailing on with someone. If you are not valued on that ship with that person, then you need to jump ship and seek those who are uplifting you. Seek those who are going to give you the best, who's going to bring the best out of you. So as we end this psalm, I end this psalm with Selah and Selah again. And that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart is acceptable in the sight of the Lord, of the Most High, of the Almighty, of Yeshua, of Yahweh, of Jesus, of Black Jesus, however you want to call the Most High. That is your relationship with the Most High. That's your relationship. Nobody should tell you what name to call. Nobody should tell you that. You have to find that within yourself, because the Most High doesn't live outside of you in a building. The Most High lives within you, walks with you every day. You may not be aware of that, or you may be so distracted into listening to your music, or so distracted into, playing the violent video game, that you don't realize that you have a safety, a refuge in the Most High, because you don't see the Most High. And that's what the devil does. That's what the wicked does. The wicked uses this idea that the Most High is invisible. So the devil created things that are visible to distract you from what is invisible. And we cannot live by bread alone, and you cannot you cannot live by bread alone, and you cannot you have to walk by faith and not by sight. Faith is important. It's an important part of your relationship with the Most High. So when we look at, when we look at the word today, very interesting word today, and I looked at it earlier. And the word of the day is forgiving. So in part of your faith and your relationship with the Most High is forgiving others. That is how you build a relationship with the Most High. When the Most High sees that you could forgive someone who did you wrong, or who left you out, or who, mishandled you, when you could forgive that person who did you wrong, you're on your way to a relationship with such a beautiful higher power that it cannot be matched with anything. So let's read the word of the day, forgiving. Okay, and it's an ing. That means it's an ongoing thing. It's a forgiving. It's happening now. Walking, ing, at that suffix always is in the present. Okay, I'm sleeping. That means I'm doing it now. So forgiving is happening now. forgive today. Forgive someone today, okay? Forgiveness frees my mind and heart. So forgive someone today. Someone did you wrong. Somebody, sideswiped you on the freeway. Forgive that person. Say, I forgive you, and keep it moving. So this is from dailyword.com. It's forgiving. When someone's words or actions hurt me, it's natural to feel angry. I give myself permission to feel the fullness of my painful emotions and allow them to move through me. Don't stop that emotion. Let it move, let it move, let it move. I take care of myself, doing what I need to feel better, right? At times, I may struggle to move past anger and compassion. Unresolved feelings keep I stuck as a boat that has run aground. I become to release my hold on what has hurt me. So I become willing to see the situation differently. I fill my mind with thoughts of God, remembering the divine love that connects us all. I have a willing and forgiving attitude. Mercy frees my heart and mind. Forgiveness means I am no longer stuck. As I let go, I am free to set sail on tranquil waters. So this happened to me, okay? Someone's actions hurt me, okay? Someone's actions hurt me. And I felt angry. It was natural to feel angry. So I gave myself permission to feel the fullness of my painful emotions, and I, accepted that I was left out of being told someone's getting married today. Nobody told me that was happening today. So I felt hurt. I was like, wait a minute, how come I didn't know about that? So when a family member or somebody close to you hurt you, it's going to hurt really bad. You're going to feel it. So you have to give yourself permission to feel the fullness of those painful emotions. And you have to take care of yourself. So in this word of the day, it really hits home for me because I forgive that person. From the time that happened, I forgave them. I'm like, forgive you, However, this word of the day is supported by Luke chapter 6, verse 27. But I speak to you that listen, because some people don't listen. Like sometimes I only get one person come on and listen to the psalm, right? And it's okay. It doesn't hurt my feelings that nobody is on my live listening. I maybe have one or two people. It's okay. Because according to Luke chapter 6, verse 27, I say to you that listen, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. This is Luke chapter 6, verse 27. That is the weapon. Love is your weapon. So when I felt hurt that person didn't include me in this conversation of a wedding happening today, I said, you know what? I'm going to love. Love is going to be the key, is my weapon. So I'm going to stay on the love side. I'm going to stay on that love side. I'm going to do good to those who leave me out. I'm going to do good to those who hate me. Yeah, there's people out there that hate me, that don't like the fact that I am very outspoken about, things of the world. They don't like that. They don't like the fact that I'm a woman, I'm Black, I'm Caribbean. They don't like the fact that my mom is East Indian. I was bullied as a child. So it's love. Love is your weapon. It's going to be your weapon. So that's why I don't use the word peace. Peace out, love in. I'm going to get a t-shirt that says peace out, love in. Maybe one of you out there can do a t-shirt that says that. Peace out, love in. So we want to give thanks on this day for this psalm and for the word of the day. Thank you for joining. The Chant A Psalm A day keeps the devil away. So Soradokna, do good, and remember, love is your weapon.